The following episode is dedicated to our loyal listeners in Hooker Road, Norwich.
Hey there, guys. This is a small podcast called a Microsode, or a STEEZ.
Yes, which exists in between your regular scheduled program of our longer podcast,
Turnstyle Records,
which is the normal podcast. But with little things that are good for you to hear, I think we've got a bit of a format going.
Yeah, little snippets, little tidbits, little things we see during the week.
Let's launch into it.
Let's.
I guess this is kind of a myth of sorts.
It's my
'cause
favourite.
I don't know if they can ever sort of work out what's going on with spontaneous human combustion.
Ah, yes.
SHC, as we like to
Of
call
course,
it.
yeah. Everyone knows HSC.
SHC.
SHC. Everyone knows it.
Everyone knows that. Strange fires. Mary Carter, 86, an elderly widow, was found dead in the hall of her flat in Birmingham. Although she died from a heart attack, she had severe burns, yet there was no evidence of any fire in the flat. Her inquest was told. A fire investigation team concluded that her clothing must have caught fire elsewhere, that she'd been running for help when she was engulfed by flames. There were candles and matches in some of the rooms, but none near the body. She must have ran. If there was evidence of that these had been lit or ignited her clothes, it would have been labelled a fire riddle. So even though she was burnt, they still wouldn't be able to work out how it happened. So they're putting it down to, she just combusted. Somehow.
So she's in the hallway, surrounded in
There's candles in the house.
Candles in the house everywhere. And
Too far for the time of the burn.
I think maybe when you get...
This is Forensic Files 101.
I think when you're an elderly widow, I think maybe your skin dries out.
Or you could be walking around for 15 minutes before you even know you're on fire.
Could be. I hope I never go out like that. Do you get really hot before you combust, or is it just a snap of the fingers, I've exploded?
Well, when Mrs. Mary Reeser, age 67, in Florida, departed this life on a pillar of fire, she spontaneously combusted just before the peak of an intense geomagnetic storm on the 1st of July 1951. The geomagnetic disturbance peaked at a value of 1.7
gigawatts
on the 2nd, I guess. I don't know what they measured that in. While the monthly average for that July was 0.82.
Oh, is this a Richter scale?
It's a pretty magnetic scale.
Ah.
Less than half of this figure. Was there a connection? Was there?
I don't get it.
Was there a connection between the peak in geomagnetic disturbance with
clearly,
her
Tim,
combusting?
Clearly.
Okay.
I would say so. I don't know. This book's from the 90s, isn't it? Or 80s or 90s?
80s or 90s, yeah.
If we did a quick Google search, which we're not going to,
Yep.
I wonder if they've busted that urban myth yet about human combustion.
SHC.
SHC.
I don't know, man. Pretty trippy.
Is it?
No.
Have we got any photos?
It's a little hot under the collar. Yeah, there was photos there. It's pretty much just some dudes with shovels scraping up some ash in a house. I would assume that's Mrs. Reese.
You never actually get to see the combustion, though.
No, well, it's never been recorded. So I don't know if it's still a thing. Who knows?
I know, the body's a strange thing. This universe is a large brown land.
And as you're discovering your bodies, look for the hot zones.
And I think moisturise, keep that skin nice and moist.
Yep. Okay.
And human combustion's not going to happen.
Wet, clammy skin.
Yes.
All the time.
Non-combustible clothing, perhaps.
And stop playing with matches, you old bitch. And now, another reading from Jezbots Diary, as read by Timmy Taco. Thursday, the 13th of January, 1994. This is next to an NBA Jam Sessions sticker, which I think relates to this entry today. I think you'll find. Today I awoke from a deep, deep slumber and answered the telephone. It was Bazza, saying he was coming to the Jam.
This is the band. Okay.
So a couple of weeks back, you said, "I've got to get this band going by the end of the week. I'm going to fucking kill myself." Didn't you say that?
It's quite like
it is
that,
a diary entry, so
yeah.
I'm sure there has to be something like that in there. The Jam, Jamie, Daniel, Rob, Andrew, Tim, and I, we played. We didn't start until about 12 o'clock. And we finished about 2 o'clock. I guess we got to have that 2-hour jam we always wanted.
It's always the setup. It's always the setup that takes a lot longer than you think.
Everybody left, and then Mum and Dad's friends came over, and that was really cool, which is in quotation italics. And it was really cool. Got bored, so I got 2 videos.
Oh, good.
Mikey, I don't know, and an Eddie Murphy one.
Okay.
They were both good. Really good. Well, that's it for another day. I really wish I was really cool. See what I did there?
Yeah.
I made your own words come back at you.
So nothing to do with basketball there, Tim?
No, Jam. NBA Jam.
I see
jam
what I've done
session.
there.
Damn Jam Session.
Should have been thinking more about the band and less about the basketball.
I think so. Will the band stay together? I guess we'll never know.
Who knows? Okay, what's this next entry?
Next entry, next week. On another episode of Jezbots Diary. 1994? Really cool.
This is a Sex Robot Repair Center recalling announcement. Dear and valid customers, at Sex Robot Repair Center, we would like to recall the following products to be reevaluated due to incompetent staff. Your safety is in absolute danger if using the following items from our April 2005 catalog. Raw Mouth 2001 Deluxe, product number 678. Slammer's Delight, product number 55. Instant Release Midnight Edition, product number 687. The Scissor Swing, product number 3019. The Butt Cave Explorers Edition Starter Kit, product number 2098. If it splatters, it matters. Aftershave. If you have any of these products, please stop using them immediately. Send them back to us for reevaluation, as they may cause the following illnesses: colon collapse syndrome, swollen lip rot, excessive anal discharge, dark age mutational growth of the genitals, and Herbert Rodriguez disease. Our emergency numbers are not currently available. Please send your product with no refunds to Rudolph Bernstein's 2049 Solid Gold Dancer Avenue, California.
I don't know if you can hear in the background there, but we've got Eye of the Tiger playing. And we're at Caribbean RollerRama. You really must go for Turnstyle Records presents the Escape Pods. And
it's awesome!
And it's awesome, apparently. Mason's skating around.
I'm not skating anymore because I'm eating chips at it.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Mason's eating chips, you know what I mean? Just noticing going around the skating rink there that not one thing has changed about this place. I think it's the original skates, the roll-up ones, lace-up ones. We've got the original carpet still here from 40 years ago. I don't think anything's really changed. Even the soundtrack is exactly the same over here. But I'm still pretty good on the skates, I must say. I do like getting out there. I know that if I bought my own skates, I'd be slip, sliding about. But I have already seen one of the dads sort of showboating, skating around at the speed skate section for adults, and took a sixer in front of everybody. So it's good to know that I'm not the only dad that falls over during a exhibition in front of their children. But there you have it. Also went to the DJ booth before, and every time I've been here, I've sort of considered, would I DJ here? So I went and checked out the booth, and there is a record shelf in there, which used to be full of records. Every time I've been here in the past, I've thought about racking them, or at least going through them. There'd be some gems in there, I'm sure. You got your Saturday Night Fever. You've got your Roller Boogie theme track. You've got Skate or Die theme track. But this time I've gone up to the booth and the records are gone. And I don't know who's scored them. There's about 3 or 4 left. They must be sentimental to the old man that still owns the joint. But nevertheless, it's just a booth now. I think they're playing iPod now. Anyway, we'll see how it turns out. This is Caribbean Gardens RollerRama for Turnstyle Records presents your skate pods. You really must go.
So this of the week, you were saying you've got the hungers of the week.
Just cannot stop eating, Tim.
Can't stop eating.
Can't stop eating. Once I start,
You just can't stop. Just
well,
like that ad.
I'm finding before I eat, I'm not hungry. I don't have the hunger pains.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as I open that door, or cross that river, or shoot that bullet, I just cannot stop.
Can't stop eating.
Yeah, so
I always get to the point where my stomach hurts. I'm like, oh, why is my stomach hurt? Oh, that's right, because I haven't eaten for 8 hours straight.
But then can you eat until you're feeling that pain, but for the exact opposite because you've had too much?
I think so, yeah. I think I can do that.
Well, I'm finding it hard to get to that point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can't fill up?
Can't fill up. I've been eating chicken skewers, meats, carbs, proteins, vegetables.
Yep.
Had muesli before I had dinner last night.
Right.
Like a cup of muesli.
I've been using
muesli.
I've been using cereal as a snack again.
It's well worth it. It's not as sugary as chips, and
it's not a full meal as food, but it still gives you all the energy you need. It's the most important meal of the day. So does that mean if it's the most important meal of the day, can you have it whenever you want, and make that the most important meal of the day? So this is my breakfast.
Whenever you're eating cereal, apparently it's the right time.
Okay.
But that's all rubbish, yeah.
Yeah, but do you
it's all propaganda, Tim?
How do you go with? Do you ever treat yourself with a sweet like a honey nut crunch? Sort of. What are those?
Oh,
like
honey nut crunch.
Like cornflakes, but honey nut.
Yeah, I've had to stop.
You don't buy a box for yourself?
Well, mainly the let's call them neutral grains. Right? I have a problem with them because once I start, milk never goes to them, gets to them.
You just eat them out of the pack.
Yeah, and then you don't have dinner because you're eating.
Quick cereal question.
Yes.
Did they ever put the prize in the bag, sealed in the bag with the...
I think it's always in the bag because then you just have people
outside of the bag.
Cutting boxes open.
You can't put plastic foreign...
Well, if the toy is wrapped in plastic, because the cereal's wrapped in plastic, it's a double, plastic.
Double plastic.
It's triple layered by the time you get to the toy.
But they wouldn't do that because then if the product didn't sell, then it's tainted with this toy. I'm pretty sure every time I've got a toy and a cereal thing, it's been in the side. Like, you remember Wheaties? You'd open it up and there'd be a card or a sticker.
The Wheaties I remember. And I can only ever recall getting one. I think it was a Pluto, as in the dog Pluto, Disney, in cereal. I must have been 4 or 5. And you click it all together, and it used to walk down if it was on a...
Oh, it walked.
Yeah,
An actual toy.
Yeah.
I thought you said a sticker of Pluto.
No, a little toy, a little walking toy. You put it on a slopey surface, and it just trots off down the hill.
So Kinder Surprise.
Yeah, there you go. So maybe that's the ticket. Just buy yourself a Kinder Surprise, chuck it in a
chuck
box
some milk
of cereal.
There you go. Best meal of the day.
Is that of the week? Is that what we came up with?
Well, because it was a hunger tip of the week, I guess. Cereal.
The Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games. There you go. More next time.
Looking forward to it. Well, everything must come to an end, Tim.
Yep. Even this Microsode.
Yes, called the STEEZ.
Yep. And tune into our regular show, Turnstyle Records presents The Escape Pods. I'm Timmy Taco.
I'm Jezbot. Thank you for listening.
Goodbye.
President Trump, thank you for seeing me outside Trump Towers for this special episode of The Escape Pods.
Good evening.
So first of all, do you know anything about the podcast? Do you know what they do?
Music.
Not quite.
Tell me.
Well, it's a podcast.
Okay.
So do you know what a podcast is?
I have no idea.
Well, basically it's an online radio show.
Okay.
So you're not going to steal the idea, are you?
No, I promise you I won't.
Okay. I'm just wondering, so what do you think about Timmy Taco?
He's a nasty guy. Nobody likes him. Nobody likes him anywhere once they get to know him.
It's harsh but fair, I think. Sorry, that's your phone. Did you want to get that?
Nope.
Fair enough. I guess you never know when debt collectors are calling. Okay, so we get you don't like Timmy Taco, but what about the fact that they've run about 200 episodes already?
Congratulations. It's a piece of garbage.
Okay, so let's just move on. What do you think about Jezbot and the rest of the Escape Pods crew?
He's a pussy. He is a very unattractive person, both inside and out.
He doesn't know me, never met me, doesn't know what I'm all about. I think they're very rude statements, and frankly, tell him I will remember those statements.
Okay, I don't think it was the podcast guys that called you an orange sack of dicks, but I have heard that you've been called a fruit in the past.
My Trump Towers are no match for my grapefruits.
And who have you said has been your biggest audience for Twitter?
I said drug dealers, rapists. I said killers, and I said rapists.
Okay, so that must be really tough then, dealing with those sorts of people. How have you dealt with it?
It has not been easy for me, and rapists.
Okay, so Australia, what do you know about Australia?
You have to speak English.
No, I can assure you we speak English in Australia. But also, you own the Miss Universe pageant, right?
You better believe it.
Have a good time.
But even that's had some controversy in the past, right?
It's been a great success.
Yet there's been no allegations of an Australian Miss Universe contestant having any altercations with you.
Can't say I didn't try.
But what do you think about Australian people and Australia in general?
Now it's a breeding ground for terrorists.
I don't think I agree with that.
That's a problem to me.
Okay, you're going to have to prove that statement if that's the case.
You know, you're really beautiful.
Well, thank you. I'm flattered, but don't change the topic, please.
Better be careful or I'll send one of my friends over to pick up the
I think we
girl.
might end the interview on that note. Any last words for the podcast?
Well, it sounds like a good idea, and I hope you make a lot of money. Good luck, folks. It's been nice seeing you. You take care of yourself.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just before I go, do you mind if I take a massive dump in your toilet?
Blast the hell out of it.
But it's going to be pretty bad. I've been on a 20-hour flight or something like that.
I don't care. I don't care.
Okay, Mr. Trump, thank you for the interview.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.